Hey, what's up? Lord Skunk here, lordskunk.com. This segment here was taken from one of our past live shows. Make sure you check out our live shows every Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Subscribe so you'll be notified when we go live. In this segment, we're going to go over Princess Leia, newly announced to be heading to an arena shipment near you. Are you completely free to play? Slightly free to play? Somewhere in between? Don't quite have your Leia 7-starred? One of the absolute best characters in the game? Well, now you're going to have an opportunity to have your 7-star Princess Leia. And let's just go over a few of her abilities. Princess Leia, a well-rounded rebel attacker with extra attacks, stealth, and team critical bonuses. Power of 7717, speed of 164, health of 12,665. And let's just flip over here to protection. Protection at 10,768, so roughly 23,000 health and protection. What do we got Malia Bean here with us from Team Skunk. What do you think, Malia Bean? Give us your thoughts on Leia.
So the best part about her health and protection is it doesn't matter, because with her speed and with her abilities, which we'll talk about, she's someone who you just don't want to get hit. So she has enough health and protection to last a couple hits right away, but usually with her speed, you're going right to stealth.
Great point. Great point. Okay, here trigger. This is her basic ability at level 8. Deal physical damage to target enemy with a 55% chance to attack a second time and a 40% chance to attack a third time. Each attack has a 50% chance to grant 10% turn meter. Very nice. Oh, and we just got an added bonus from Jackboy. He said if you're running Akbar with max lead, she's going to be sitting at 189 speed, which is very fast. But her basic here trigger is kind of like when you're rolling the dice or pulling a slot machine lever. You're looking for that big money, and you want that triple hit. So again, 55% chance to attack a second time, 40% chance to attack a third time, and when you omega it, you get a 50% chance to grant 10% turn meter. So if all those proc just right, man, she's super fast.
Yeah, she's a little bit of a trick-or-treat character, and we'll see that as we go through abilities. You can definitely line up and one-shot almost any character in the game if just right. But you can also hit her attack hoping to take someone down and do 2k damage and just be floored. So this gives turn meter, the most valuable asset in the game right now, with multiple chances to gain 10% turn meter. So a very powerful basic attack. But the low end of the damage really is around 2 to 3k, and that can be incredibly underwhelming if you're really hoping to take one person.
Yeah. And the other very nice thing about this, here's an example. Okay, I run Leia in my team, my arena team currently. So when you're going up against, let's just use an example, somebody most recent. You got a royal guard on the team. Okay, you're going up against an IG-88 or somebody like that that's a little bit soft. You hit them one time with Rey. Take some of that protection away, take that chunk down, get them a little bit of their health taken away, and then Leia's up next. And when Leia just pop 3 times, they're dead. No Royal Guard, no nothing. Royal Guard doesn't even trigger a lot of the times. So you're going to be able to go do that right back again. Leia and Rey are great together. If you can make it work, if you got the characters to make Leia and Rey work together, you can protect them, then man, they can just do some beast stuff. You can totally get around Royal Guard. I've killed full teams, Royal Guard teams. Killed all of his DPS characters to save Royal Guard for last, never triggering his taunt once with Leia and Rey. So yeah, definitely, when it lines up, like Malia being said, it can be very, very, very nice. Let's look
the other thing that's
go ahead.
The other thing that's nice is she gets her later bumps in abilities are just slight increases in damage. So if you're just starting out with her, she's going to essentially be full power on that basic attack very early. The mid-40s when you're just leveling up.
Yeah, good point. All right, and then her first and only special, okay? This is Rebel Tactics. It's a 3-turn cooldown, level 8. Gain stealth and 25% critical hit damage for 3 turns. In addition, 55% chance to gain offense up for 3 turns. So, okay, when you're new to playing Leia, okay, you're going to look. So the key to Leia, okay, there is a key to Leia, and this is what it is: when to stealth and when not to stealth. Okay, you don't always have to stealth. I've watched people, not to call anybody out, Dartron, that no matter what, they're going to stealth Leia. It doesn't make any difference. They're going to stealth Leia. Okay. Well, you might as well just put on auto then, because if you're on offense on auto, Leia will always stealth. If you're on defense, it doesn't work that way. But on offense, she will always stealth. So there's certain times when you don't need to. If you can finish somebody and there's really no reason for you to stealth, once you really, if you're on an arena team and you kill those first 3 people, or I'm sorry, not 3, but the first 2 people, and it's, let's say it's 5 on 3 or 4 on 3. Leia's pretty much protected at this point. Okay, she's got full protection. Now she just needs to start picking people off. So you got to make sure you manage that properly. Also, another thing you need to look at with Leia in the stealth is that if you have a character like Fives, Dooku, anybody that can counter, use all your other characters, focus them on, like let's say there's a Rey and a Fives. Okay, focus all your other characters on Rey or whoever it might be, and let Leia, when her turn's up, let her chip away at Fives, because Fives can't hit her back because she's stealth. So there's a lot of really cool things. Leia is probably one of, it doesn't look like it because she only has really 1 attack power, that's it. But she's actually very versatile in how you can use her to help benefit you, and she can swing the outcome of your arena teams, of your arena battles, if you play her right. If you just play her like the AI plays her, you're not going to get the full benefit of Leia. What do you think, Mayabin?
So you made an excellent point about Dooku. She is an excellent response to counters because she's a person you can stealth reliably, who does big damage and who won't get countered. So that's great. The other point is this is another trick or treat. You've got a % chance of offense up. If it lands, you're hitting 6 to 7K every time you pop. If it doesn't, you're back lower on damage. So this is another time where you hit that stealth and you keep.
Well, you cut out there, bud. You hit that stealth and what?
And you keep your fingers crossed that you hit offense up.
Yeah, you want that big money, big money. You want that big money.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, and then her leadership ability. Now, I think there's better leader options out there, but let's go through it. At level 8, Heart of the Rebellion, Rebel allies gain 20% critical chance. Now, I mean, there could be some potential. There could be some options to do. I just think right now with what you have going on, there's some really good other leaders. I like her with Phasma. Believe me, if you want to call an assist, you want somebody like Leia getting called assist, because we're going to talk about that in the next power in her unique. But she's good with Phasma lead. She's very good, obviously, with Akbar lead, as Jack Boy said earlier. In the comments there. So there's some good options for her. I don't think that I would necessarily, as of right now, put her in as a leader.
No, and the only thing you do is you do bump up new Han Solo or Han damage on his second attack, but that's not worth the downside of missing out those great leaders you have otherwise.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, and then her unique power at level 7. This is not Omega, so this is just using the purple ability mats to get it to level 7. Against all odds, whenever Princess Leia attacks, she has a 55% chance to grant all allies critical chance up for 2 turns, and a 55% chance to recover 5% of her max health. Now, let me just talk about the health part first. It's not a big chunk, because obviously we know she already has low health. But she's not taking a lot of damage. She might take some AoE damage from like an 88 or somebody anybody that can throw out AoEs. She could throw that out. One thing to be careful though about with Leia that I have noticed, and just recently because the character's brand new, is B2. B2 can hurt a little bit because B2 will put that no buff, the anti-buff debuff on you, so you can't buff yourself, which means you can't go to stealth. So it's something to keep in mind if you're going against the B2 team. But when she attacks, so she has a chance to attack 3 times, right? So each time if she does attack all 3 times, she has a 55% chance to grant all allies critical chance up for 2 turns. So that goes off pretty regularly, which is a nice buff to the team, which is actually nice in raids too, because it does give you that against the Rancor. It gives you that buff. She's one of your buffing characters pretty consistently. What do you think, Malia?
So the other piece is I love characters who gen health on basic attack. That's what Leia does. It's what Echo does. And the reason is because when you drop below 50% health, Royal Guard's taunt goes up. So this allows you to have Royal Guard taunt multiple times. Same character dropping below 50%. And I think it gives a lot of versatility. The crit chance up is huge. It can be a great way to start a match in Arena. It can be a great way to start a match to Rancor. So that gives a lot of value to her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think overall, we've been saying it for quite a while now. All the different guests we've had on. I mean, she's been in almost everybody's top 10 list. She's been up in the top 3 for a lot of people. I think she is. I think her and Rey, especially paired together, they just pump out major damage. You need to hide them behind well, not Leia as much as Rey, but you do kind of need them around a little bit of meatier characters. You put her with somebody like Old Ben too is good because your other team's getting the benefit of that because they're getting hit. So the longer that they stay up, right, then the longer you can stay stealth and just pick people away and do damage. So yeah, make sure when you get Leia, don't just jump into an arena. Or jump into a match and just think, oh yeah, I'm just going to start going wild with her. Practice with her a little bit. Just practice with some of her abilities. Make sure you know what each one's going to do and how it can benefit you. And she's definitely worth saving up your ability mats and everything to be able to put into her once she is leveled up. I did. Rey was my first one to max, and then Leia was second. So if you don't have Rey, Rey's not quite there yet because you're going to get Leia a little bit easier now. Now that she's going to arena shipments. Make sure that you save up that stuff so when she gets in there, you're ready to go with her and she can pump out that damage for you.
And the big thing for her is versatility. She works on almost any team. She works well with the Rebel team. She works well with potentially a stealth team with Nute Gunray. She can be used on any phase of the Rancor. And if you use her in an intelligent way, you can really get some outstanding Rey level damage. But you do have to sort of play around and figure out her style because, as you mentioned, she does have periods of time when you're better off doing one thing versus another.
Yeah, and I will say this, it's going to come down to, I'm not going to say who's the best character because then that opens up a whole bunch of can of worms, but let's just talk about the two best DPS characters or attacker characters, damage characters, however you want to call it. It's going to always fall right now, I think, between Leia and Rey. And I think if you can use Leia correctly, Leia's going to get the slight nudge there. There's been a lot of times in the last couple weeks, 3 weeks maybe, where I have actually taken Rey out of my team and but kept Leia. Okay, I don't think I've ever put where I've kept Rey in and not Leia, if that makes sense. So Leia, for me personally, holds a little bit more weight than Rey. I just think there's a little bit more that you can do with her with this counter stuff and all that good stuff. So it's something to definitely look at and definitely keep in mind. Plus, she does buff the team. Yes, Rey benefits from those buffs, so they're great to pair together. So it's always something to look at. Absolutely.
Yeah, her key is flexibility. Rey does not work if you don't for, and Leia does because it's just not attackable. Mm-hmm. So if you're developing a team where you don't want to run taunts and you don't want to run characters that can block other characters, Leia's a better choice for you than Rey.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Plus, the Rebel team is probably the most to run.
You broke up. What did you say? The most what?
I think the Rebel team is probably the most fun team to run, and Leia is absolutely required to run it.
Yeah, and keep in mind if you already have your Akbar, she's going to arena. Okay, so these are where all the rebels are. All the rebels are in arena. You got Han, you got Akbar, you got Leia. So if you've watched my previous Huda Farm and arena shipments, Stormtrooper Han was number one. Well, now Leia's number one. Stormtrooper Han will be number two. So the guide's still the same. Just add Leia as zero or the main one. But yeah, get Leia, get Han, and get Admiral Akbar. Those can be your three rebels. You don't have to have 5 rebels. It's more beneficial really to roll with those 3, and then stick in some other characters. So I think, anyways, we'll see as things progress and people start playing some of these other rebels. But Lando also could be in there good. Lando's good because look at her buff she gives. Grant all allies crit chance up, so that benefits Lando. So yeah, so there's some good options in there, man. Some really, really good fun stuff. So I was a little disappointed to find out that they're moving her to arena shipments. That was the one character I said I hope they never take out of Chromium. I think she needs to stay in Chromium. It's just, she's kind of like how Rey's got her kind of epicness. To get Rey, Leia's, kind of the epicness there for the Chromium. But hey, they did what they did. It is, and their congratulations to all the people that didn't have her. Now you have a chance to get her. So, good luck. Any last words on Leia?
Well, we have one Leia who's now free to play. I think it's time to bring a different Leia.
Yes, we need a different Leia. We need our favorite Leia. Please, that's right. Please. And it's not Hoth Rebel Leia. Okay.
No, Whaletron needs a new target.
Yeah.
Sunfax 6 stars isn't cutting it anymore.
So if you guys are ready, now that we have this Leia out of the way, if you guys are ready, I think it might be time to move in. Let's see if we can find it. To find our favorite. Our favorite Leia, Slave Leia. Now, and here's what I was really worried about, okay, because we're going to talk about Slave Leia real quick since we're already on the subject of Leia. I was really concerned because I started reading all these, or not reading, but started seeing all these YouTube things that they did in the past, recently, within the last 9 months, where they're saying that Disney is trying to get rid of Slave Leia. They're trying to remove Slave Leia from their lineup. They recalled, I guess, a few statues that they licensed out to different people. They're trying to remove her from there. But I just saw that Funko Pop or whatever, it popped up on my Amazon or whatever. Funko, or actually Mark Hamill tweeted it. It's a Funko Pop with Jabba, Slave Leia, and that little creature that Jabba had. Remember, what is that thing? What's that little creature? Remember that little like, bat-looking creature? Well, anyways, that's now released by Funko Pop. So if they're releasing that, then hey, maybe there's hope that we will still see a Slave Leia. Who knows?
Skunk, you've solved the guild hopping problem. I think it's time to set your sights on something even larger.
I think so too. I think it is time now, and I actually have. Every time like I message the devs or anything, I always put in like P.S. Don't forget Dad Slave Leia. You know, I always throw that in there. So yes, we definitely need Slave Leia, man. She's an icon. She killed Jabba the Hutt. Okay, if you can't put that into context, Jabba the Hutt ruled the Outer Rim. Okay, Jabba the Hutt was the emperor of the Outer Rim, so he was the big dog. He was the king. Outside of what the Empire had. So you had the Empire on the inside, and then on those outskirts, the Wild Wild West of the galaxy. Jabba the Hutt was the king. So she killed him. And she did it with her bare hands and a chain. Pretty impressive. Luke couldn't even mind trick the dude, and Leia just straight ganked him. So, pretty impressive there. But hey, guys, thanks so much for watching our Leia. Good luck on our Leia. Let us know where your Leia's at in the comments below. Thanks for checking out the video. If you're interested in joining a guild, head over to teamskunk.com. We do have open positions in our various guilds. Also, check out lordskunk.com for guides and news for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter, LordSkunk1. Also, check out our Discord app. It's a voice and text chat program that you can download on your Mac, your PC, your iOS, or your Android device, and you can connect with thousands of other Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes players. Want access to the ally codes of some of the most infamous players in all the galaxy? Head over to lordskunk.com, click on links, then click on promo, and follow the directions there. We draw winners every Friday during the live show. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure you hit the like button. Also hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified when we go live and when we upload new videos. Thanks for checking out lordskunk.com.